put this chair back. Great morning, great morning, great morning to you. Great morning. Today is day 55 of the 65 days of fire. We have 10 more days to go. We have 2 weeks left. We come together Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Central Time. And you all have stuck in here with your girl, and I celebrate and salute you. So great, beautiful, blessed morning to you all. Thank you so very much for taking this journey with me. This is the first time I've ever done 65 days. I've done many 40 days, but never 65. But hey, I love it. Okay, so today we're going to talk about it. The topic is entitled, You Didn't Lose. I have a great testimony that happened yesterday that's tied into this topic, but you didn't lose, they did. You didn't lose, they did. And so we're going to talk about that on today, on day 55. My name is Yakinea Marie of SheCEO Global and SheCEO Network. We support women of faith in building themselves and building their visions and their businesses here at the SheCEO Network. And so to connect with us, you could go to yakineamarie.com or SheCEOnetwork.com, or just click any of the links in the description below. Now, if you're not already subscribed, make sure that you do so. Make sure that you click the notification button. If I say at least one thing that blesses you, that resonates with your spirit, click the like button, and don't forget to share the broadcast with at least 3 people that you know. So let us get started. Hold on, I just had a thought. All right, here we go. Excellent. Whew. All right, so everyone know, well, maybe you didn't know, but Jayla Bug celebrated her birthday on yesterday, and we had a lot of fun skating. It was so fun because I was trying to think, we used to have a skating rink right here in Birmingham, well, right in Homewood. That's the last time that I can recall. And maybe I have gone to a skating rink and I just can't, that thought is not coming back. But I do remember the last time that I went to the skating rink was, at least I think that I can recall, was in Homewood when it existed there. It no longer exists there. So when I stepped on the court, I said the court like it's a basketball court. When I stepped on the rink, I was, I just felt like, oh, my balance. Oh, my balance. Then one of Jayla's cousins ran into the back of me, pulled me down, and I fell right on top of him. I was sore, and I know he was sore. Okay, and so, then I was able to. I got my stride. I was just like, oh, okay, stop lifting your feet every time you move and just kind of glide, like, and a girl, I was like, okay, I remember it's been almost 30 years, but I remember, so we had a great time. One day, the SheCEO sisters, we're gonna have to go to the skating rink. And just and they, by the way, they do have, now I don't ever remember these, but they do have support. It's like a support roller. It rolls, you can hold on to it. Look almost like a whatever you call them, walkers. It looked like a walker. It looked like a walker with wheels on it. But it's for those individuals that either they don't know how to skate or they have a issue with their balance. So anyway, we're gonna have to do that, ladies. I think that'll be fun. Okay, so today we're talking about the topic of losing. Miriam, they got you, girl. Hashtag they got you. Okay. Yes, Minister Karen, and I still need a nap. I still need a nap. Okay. All right. So you didn't lose; they did. You didn't lose; they did. Let me tell you a story. This happened yesterday. So one of Jayla's cousins who was with her, they would come because at the skate rink, you skate normal, and then the individual that was, I guess, considered the DJ was having all the kids to come to the middle of the rink if they wanted to race, and so they was having the different ages from age 5 up to age 7, age 8, age 9, whatever race. And one of Jayla's cousins, who was 8, began, he was in the race with I guess the 8 and the 9 years olds, and he raced twice. And so he came in last place the first time, and when he raced again, he came in last place. Maybe he did like 2 or 3 races, but he came in last place each time. So when we got ready to leave, because they had fun and they did their thing. So when we got ready to leave, we were in the car, and I was on my way to drop him off to his mother. And I began to ask them, okay, well, what was your one thing that you really enjoyed about the J-Lo's birthday party? Because they had the slumber, well, I don't like to use the word slumber, but they had a sleepover the night before. And then, of course, we had her birthday celebration yesterday morning, and surprised her and all that stuff. And then we went to the skate rink. And so J-Lo, she shared what she loved best about her birthday celebration. Her other cousin shared what she loved best about the celebration. And then when it came to him, he was like, I don't know. He was just kind of in this place like, I can't find anything that I like the best, And it's not that, because he had a wonderful time, but his mind was in one place. I need you all to really listen to this. This right here is a whole message that you can preach. Okay. This is really good. And although he, just had a blast both days, his mind was consumed with one thing. And he was just like, I didn't like anything, And I'm just like, I know that's not true. Much as I seen him laughing and running and playing. And I was just like, then he began to reveal what it really was. He was like, I'm embarrassed. And I was like, you're embarrassed? I'm embarrassed. I said, why are you embarrassed? He said, because I came in last place. I lost every race. Listen to that. So basically, because at the end of the birthday celebration, he came in last place in front of the crowd, in front of his cousins, who never joked about it, who never threw it up in his face. He just internalized the fact that I didn't come in 4th place, 5th place. I came in last place. And which totally caused him to discount everything previously that he really enjoyed. And because you know me, I have to go into my motivational speech. I'm encouraging the brother, And so I looked at, and he was just like, and I'm embarrassed because I came in last place all the races. I lost all the races. And I looked at him and I said, listen, whether you came in 1st place, 3rd place, or last place, you should not be embarrassed. I said, you should not be embarrassed. I said, because you didn't lose. I want you to look at it like this. I said, can I give you another perspective? I said, there were other kids who didn't even get on the rink. When the lady announced, listen, if you want to be a part of this race, get in the middle of the rink. And if you're not going to be a part of this race, then leave off of the floor. And so it's time for everybody to just do random skating. And some of the kids got off because they didn't want to race. They didn't even want to try. And the kids who wanted to participate got in the middle of the rink. And you were one of those individuals. Now, there are individuals that even if they said something about you, which I didn't hear them say anything about you, but even if they did, they said it from the sideline. Somebody type in sideline. They said it from the sideline. So even if you came in what you consider to be last. You really didn't come in last. The people who came in last are the people who was on the sideline. Somebody better say, come on. Because see, you're going to always have those individuals. They will sit on the sideline talking, ooh, look, she came in last, he came in last, but you on the sideline. So the person who really came in last is you. Yeah, they're talking from the sideline, Minister Karen. Yeah, no. I didn't come in last. You came in last. And I was sharing this with him, which made him feel so much better. I was sharing with, I said, baby, you got to celebrate the fact that you attempted. You know, I said, even if you come in first place, you still want to turn around and celebrate every person who chose to get on the field with you. I said, so celebrate the fact that at least, yeah, I came in last. Yep, I did. I'm going to keep on practicing at this thing, you know, because maybe I could push my, you know, I could go from being last place to third place to second place to first place, whatever your goals are. But if you're so happy to come in what we quote deem to be last place, can you celebrate the fact that you got in the rink? Can you celebrate the fact that you got on the field? Can you celebrate the fact that you acted on whatever and you wasn't on the sidelines? Come on, somebody. I was making myself happy talking to him yesterday. I'm like, but you got on the field though. Can somebody give yourself credit? You know, we be beating ourselves up, and and this, it didn't happen for me, and I tried, and I was a part of, when I volunteered at the care center, and thank you to all the ladies who have been volunteering at the care center, have been an extreme joy. And when we were playing bingo, and I was calling, I'm rolling the numbers and calling the numbers out, and all of our guests, they're playing bingo. And some of the volunteers as well. And I had one individual say, man, I never win anything. I never win anything. Okay. But see, my perspective is different. Okay. Number one, can you celebrate the fact that you playing the game? Can you celebrate the fact that you understand these numbers that I'm calling out, because some people don't even understand the numbers? Can you celebrate the fact that you're in your right mind? Can you celebrate the fact that you actually have a hand to pick up the little chip and put on the board? Can we celebrate? Come on. Yes, Miriam, I'm in the game. I never lose. And that's the key. Get in the game. Get in the game of life. We're so busy. Listen, this is the key takeaway I want you to take away from the story that I gave about Jayla's cousin is this right here. Because he focused on losing, he could not see the areas that he won. See, I didn't even write that down, but that's a good point to remember. Because he focused on losing, he could not see that he won. It caused him to not even celebrate the previous wins. All he can see, and not only did he see it as a loss, he got embarrassed by it. He got embarrassed by it. You understand? And so I just thought it was such a beautiful lesson to come on to teach today. So when you're out here and maybe you launch a product or a service and it doesn't, launch as well as you thought it launched. I mean, I heard this person, they launched a product and they did $20,000 in 48 hours. Shoot, I did $20 in 48 hours. Okay. Can you can you celebrate the fact that you got in the game? Huh? Because you can always adjust your efforts. You can always look at your ad copy. You can always look at your approach and adjust some things. But can you celebrate? Can you just sit back and laugh? And there have been lunches where I lunched and it wasn't, quote unquote, what some people would consider successful. I just laugh and just say, okay, we just need to adjust our efforts, right? Or do something else. But celebrate the fact that you did what 97% of people don't do, and that is take action. Most people, they're on the sideline talking. All they doing is talking. You know, you on the skate ring, you skate. You may be falling on your butt, but you skate. You may the other cousin that was with Jayla, I just look great lesson. I had to rent her one of those things, those supports that support her, because that was really her first time really skating, and so she had the support, right? And after an hour of skating with the support, she'll take a break, and then she get back out there, and then she said to me, she said, I want to try it without the support. I was like, you better come on, girl. So, and I said, Jayla, come over here. I said, I want you to, skate with her, make sure she's good. And so, so she, she began without holding on to Jayla, without holding on the wall. She just held her hands up, and she was just slowly just moving without the support, just, and then eventually she grabbed onto the wall, grabbed Jayla. You understand? But what did she do? She got on the field. She got in the game. You understand? First, she started with the support, and then she said, okay, now I'm going to attempt this without the support. That's a lesson in itself. Even when you start off with help, you may start off with a partner helping you. You may start off with a coach, a strategist. They teaching you. You may start off in class. You're training. You're studying. You whatever. The day will come will have to release the support and step out into what you have learned. You will have to step out into what you have learned. Okay? Get in the game, not on the sideline. So you didn't lose, baby. They did. See, the person that I consider the loser, and I don't, I won't say loser, the person who I consider, I guess it's all the same, they lost, it's the person who decided not to get on the field, the person who decided not to get in the ring, the person who decided not to get in the game. That's the person who lost. They lost the experience of participating. Like I was telling him, I said, baby, you got to celebrate the fact that you was on the team. If it was 5 of you all out there skating together, you regardless of who coming first or who could, it ain't like they was giving out prizes, They said clap for number 1, clap for number 2, clap for number 3, clap for number. We clap for all of them. Everybody was a winner, okay? But the person who lost is the person who chose not to get on the field. The person who chose to get out of the game. That's the person who lost. Because some people walk on the field and then change their mind. See, you lost. That's who lost. You didn't lose. Maybe you didn't come in first place. Maybe you didn't even get second. But baby, you didn't lose. Okay? All right. So let me define the word win for you. Win means to succeed. I selected this particular definition and aligns with what I'm talking about. Win is to succeed by striving or effort. To succeed by striving. Other words for win is overcome, triumph, prevail, achieve, and conquer. Other words for win, all right? And so I want you to see yourself as the winner that you are, okay? That's regardless, just always tell myself, I'm in the game though. I'm in the game. My goal is to get better, because your goal is not to just be complacent and settle and be like, Yakinea said, I'm in the game though. No, your goal is to continue to evolve and to get better, but to never miss the opportunity to celebrate the fact that I am in the game. And you're appreciating every moment, because once we had that conversation, he changed his whole posture and aura. He was like, okay, yeah, I was in the game. Yes, you were. Celebrate that. And then after we had the conversation, then he told me that one thing that he really enjoyed about Jayla's celebration. Because at first he allowed that one moment to rob and steal those experiences from him. Okay, so I have 6 PowerPoints that I want you to write down. 6 PowerPoints I want you to write down. Basically, I gave you one earlier, so that was really 7. So 6 PowerPoints I want you to write down. Remember, you didn't lose. You didn't lose. They did. You all know them downtown, right? Okay. All right. And I just pray wherever they're going, Lord, guide them, lead them, protect them, and help the people that they're going to help. All right. So, number one, losing is not coming in last, but never getting in the race. Losing is not coming in last place. It's never getting in the race that causes you to be last. Now, I just did a whole message on that. That's number one. Number two, winning is achieved the moment you act on what God said. Winning is achieved the moment you act on what God said. And that's huge, because many believers are walking in disobedience because of fear, because of comparison, because, they trust more in people, and because people don't support them, they're just going to wait. That's number two. Winning is achieved the moment you act on what God said. Number three, never allow what others call last place to rob you of celebrating being a part of that moment. I just went through, basically, I gave you these points while I was teaching. All right. So never allow what others call last place to rob you of celebrating being a part of that moment. I remember there was one time I had to speak at one of our direct sales meetings, and I thought I did a most horrible job. That's what I was developing as a speaker. And I was just like, this will never happen again, And I was so much in my head, I couldn't celebrate the fact that, listen, you were a part of this event. You, out of all the thousands of people, you was one of the ones that was asked to be a part of this experience, even if you didn't like your speech. Okay, I wasn't in that revelation then, so I kind of beat myself up about it. And I said, but I did tell myself this will never happen again. This will never happen again. And so I practiced, and I worked on the craft itself. All right. So that's why I said developing. Don't beat yourself up, but develop. Okay. Number four, it's not what they say about you that matters. Listen to this, because somebody may try to put their mouth on you. You should take authority over those sayings anyway. But it's not what they say about you that matters. It's not always. This is a powerful one right here. It's not what they say, whoever they are. Okay. It's not what they say about you that matters. It's what you say about you that carries the greatest impact. It's not what they say. See, they could call you a loser all day long, but you're countering that. You said, baby, I win in Christ. The mere fact that I woke up, I won. Okay. So it's the conversation that you have with yourself. Right? It's the conversation that you have with yourself. So number five, no matter who leaves, because remember, like I told you, some people left off of the rink, off of the court. No matter who leaves, no matter the results, never confess that you have lost. No matter who leaves, no matter the results, never confess that you have lost. The Holy Spirit, I remember, and I think I shared this with you all. So I remember me and this gentleman, this is before Michael and I came back together and did our thing. We doing our thing. But I was dealing with this gentleman, and I decided to walk away. So, I was heartbroken. Okay, your girl was heartbroken. Okay. And so I remember I was crying. Like my head was on the Bible. I had a moment. And I remember my Bible was propped up on one of my stands, and I just laid my head on the Bible, and I was just crying, heartbroken. And I remember the Spirit of God said to me, do I have it right here? Let me read this to you guys, because this is going to bless somebody. Somebody. All right, let me find this word for you. And I wrote it down in my journal. Trying to see, when was it? It was. Okay, here it is. This is what the Lord said to me. Listen to this. And I'm telling you, baby, I was boo-hooing crying. Okay, I'm talking about an ugly cry. And I just had my head on the Bible and feeling some type of regret, like, because sometimes you can have the strength to walk away from something that you know is not serving your purpose, but then the enemy will try to make you. He'll paint pictures as though you missed out. Like you should have stayed there, you missed out, and all this stuff like that. I was having one of those moments. Although I knew in my heart that just wasn't that wasn't consistent enough. And women of value and men of value, we want consistency. And so and as I was laying there with my head on the Bible, just crying all by myself, the Spirit of the Lord said to me, you have nothing to regret. Listen to this. This is going to help you. All right. He says, you have nothing to regret because you didn't lose. These are the words I wrote in, because this is what the Holy Spirit said to me. He said, you have nothing to regret because you didn't lose. You didn't miss out. I said, this is what the Lord said to me. He says, I said that my best is out in front of you. I said that my best is out in front of you, says the Lord. Don't look back in regret. Don't look back in regret. So let me read that, what I just said, all over again. You have nothing to regret because you didn't lose. You didn't miss out. I said that my best is out in front of you, says the Lord. Don't look back in regret. This came to me right here. And then weeks later, Michael and I reconnected. But guess what? As soon as the Spirit of God gave me that word, you know what I did? I lifted my head. I wiped my tears. That spirit of regret lifted off of me. I wrote that in my journal, and I got up and I started rejoicing, thanking God. And let me tell you what I thank God for. I said, Lord, I thank you for keeping me. I thank you for closing that door. I thank you for blocking everything. Because see, our flesh be wanting stuff, and the Lord said no. And I thank you for just blocking and building barriers, because we can force our way into something and it will delay us for years. You understand? And so when God put it in my spirit to cut that off back in 2019, guess what? It was a reason why. Right? And a lot of times we walk away from stuff, and then the enemy start putting stuff in our head, and we start, well, maybe. Well, always remember the reason why you left in the first place. Right? And then it'll cause you to stop backpedaling, going in the direction that God don't want you to go in. You understand? So, no regret. Somebody type that in. No regret. I can't lose. Type that in and say, no regret. I can't lose. No regret. I cannot lose. I don't care what the world called last place. Because remember, the person that's calling you last place, they're doing it from the sideline. The person that's calling you, oh, you came in last place. Yeah. But you telling me this from the sideline. Get in the game, baby. Get in the game. All right. So no matter who leaves, no matter the results, never confess that you have lost. And lastly, and I just read it, God's best is out in front of you. God's best is out in front of you. Stop looking back. You understand? Because like with Michael, I don't consider that looking back, number one, because I never was supposed to divorce him. And number two, that was a divine reconnection. So neither one of us looked back because neither one of us wanted each other. After we separated, that was all God, okay? There wasn't no lust in that, you know. So God's best is out in front of you. No regrets, baby. I don't, cannot, won't lose. Yes, because in the end, Michelle, I always win. Always remember that. And so when the enemy try to put that feeling of regret on you, that feeling of losing, you got to clap back at him and say, you a liar. I never lose. No, I never lose in God. Stop defining yourself based on the world's definition. I don't lose. I learn. Right? If I miss it, if I get it wrong, I don't lose. I learn. Learn from whatever and then adjust. Make the adjustment. Make the adjustment. Okay? So, if I said at least one thing that bless your spirit, click the like button. I want you to share this broadcast because I know this broadcast will encourage somebody that you're connected to. Share it with at least 3 people that you know. If you're not subscribed, make sure that you click the subscription button and a notification. And lastly, if you're not connected to the SheCEO network, I want you to get connected. I want you to invite another sister to connect with us because we're unveiling some stuff that's going to be intentional about supporting sisters. It really, really is. We're working on some stuff. I got a girl. She's coming in today to join the team to begin to support you all. And so you'll start seeing her inside of our members only group. And so that's our goal. And so my goal is to build a team around me that will be able to support, because you know me, I can't do everything, right? That's why God created teams. And so, and I bless God for just connecting me with the right people, you know, with the right heart, you know, the right motive, you know, the right spirit, you know. And I ask God to expose any counterfeits. This is what you should be asking, like, you know, ask God to expose any. Don't let no one connect with you. No one connect with you that's not sent by God. So just thanking God for divine connections, not just connections. You want people that are loyal, people that are moral, people with good character. You understand? People, you want God to expose their heart to you. You want God to expose their heart to you. All right. And so, and you cannot be afraid to work with people. Some of us we're long rangers, baby. We're long rangers and we don't trust people. We feel like we're the only one that can do it right. And God wants to expand you and evolve you. And that's not going to happen with you trying to do everything by yourself. All right. So you have to be open to working with other people, open to working with teams, open to expanding and not being afraid. It could be kind of uncomfortable. You'd be like, you know, but you just have to step out, get in the game, baby. You just have to step out. That's good, Dr. Taisha. That is good. That positions you for expansion, baby. And so I'm excited about it. I'm saying all that to say, listen, invite other ladies to connect with us and to join us, because we will, I think I mentioned this a couple of days ago, but we have our complimentary membership available for anyone who desires to be a part of the network, to be a part of the network. If I feel like they're poison, their spirit is just not right, we will remove you, period. But we're not playing with you. Just because it's free don't mean we're going to allow you to stay. We love you though. And then we are offering 2 additional memberships that will allow you to work with us in a more intimate way, a higher level of coaching, etc. And so, and a higher level of exposure. So we're putting that in play for those, and so we'll have those memberships available for you all here shortly. So I appreciate you all so very much. I love you. Have a most wonderful weekend. Be safe. If you haven't participated in the World Games, go out and participate in at least one game. Okay, go and be. Oh, let me close up by saying this. We had the honor of meeting some of the Olympians. I said Olympians. This is not the Olympians. Baby, what are they called? He must have his headphones on. I kept calling them Olympians. Shoot, they probably are Olympians, but anyway, the people that's participating in the World Games. I don't even know what you call them. They was calling them that yesterday, but I guess the manager at the rink was like, it's just amazing that they're asking different facilities, can they use the facilities so they can practice. So they were coming around the time that the rink was about to close. Then they were going to come there and practice and train because they're whatever you call it is, I don't even know what you call it. What they participate in is gonna be on Saturday and Sunday. Athletes, world gamers, yeah. Give me all a good name. World gamer athletes, yeah. So they're from Spain, and their accent, I was like, I love your accent, although majority of the time they didn't understand me. But they took pictures with us, and it was just really, really neat meeting them. Really neat meeting them. The kids were so excited. So with that, I just want to share that. I just thought that was so neat. Listen, experience, honey. Experience and exposure is good. Yes, it is. So have a wonderful weekend. I will see you Monday for day 56. We're 10 days away. We have 2 more weeks to go. Let's press through it. Let's show up and let's share. I love you all so very much. Yes. I love you all so very much. Bye-bye.